Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's presentation as part of the Industry Insight webinar series. The topic this time is cybersecurity, the largest threat of the 21st century. Speaking today will be Nicholas Cheyenne from Cyber Revolution. Nicholas Cheyenne is a pioneering cybersecurity expert, inventor, and developer. He founded his first company, World Act, at the age of 15, becoming one of France's youngest entrepreneurs. Nicholas was an original contributor in the development of the computer language PHP. He also helped develop secure payment solutions for several early banking platforms, including CyberMut and SP Plus modules. As a top industry expert in cybersecurity, Nicholas has participated in multiple industry conferences and worked in close collaboration with governments and several Fortune 500 companies in the past 15 years. The Industry Insight webinar series is hosted by the ABA Legal Technology Resource Center. To stay updated on upcoming webinars or view previous videos, visit ambar.org/industryinsight. You can also stay updated on legal technology news through our blog, www.lawtechnologytoday.org. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll now begin the webinar.
Thank you, Chelsea, and thank you for joining us today for this webinar sponsored by Cyber Revolution with the American Bar Association. My name is Nicholas Cheyenne, and I'm the founder, Chief Information Security Officer of Cyber Revolution. We are the first company to have created monthly cybersecurity plans specially designed for law firms, including solo practices and smaller law firms. Today, we'll take some time to discuss the 21st century largest threat of law firms, cybersecurity. We'll look at the requirements of the Rule 1.6 of professional conduct, but we will also discuss why law firms became a preferred target of hackers, what are your risks, what solutions should you implement to protect your firm and your data, including encryptions, risk assessments, training programs, and more. I wanted this webinar to be quick but efficient to make the best use of your time. So as Chelsea said, I will be happy to answer any questions at the end of this presentation. Just a very quick background on myself. I'm an entrepreneur, and I created my first cybersecurity company at the age of 15 back in France. I've been closely involved with government, corporations, and banks in cybersecurity for over 16 years. We provided from simple to enterprise-wide solutions with hundreds of assessments. We're very excited to be helping the legal industry. So let's talk about our current level of exposure. We see it every day in the news. What most of us don't know is that 80% of the top 100 law firms were breached last year. In July 2012, Chinese hackers breached DC law firm Wiley Rein, obtaining data from trade claims and energy companies. In August, following the breach, the American Bar Association approved changes to the model rules of professional conduct to impose a duty on lawyers to use reasonable efforts to prevent unauthorized access to clients' data. In 2014, the American Bar Association also adopted a resolution calling for all organizations to maintain an appropriate security program. The FBI has been warning law firms that they became a preferred target of hackers since 2014. So as you can see on this slide, the rate of cyber attacks are growing at an alarming rate. Even more concerning is the fact that these malicious threats are becoming ubiquitous and increasingly more sophisticated. More than 317 million new pieces of malware were created last year. That means nearly 1 million new threats were released each day. So technology is changing the way you practice law, but those changes also require you to change the way you protect it. I know law firms that are spending a lot of money to protect their physical files, but yet they are not spending a dime when it comes down to protecting their Wi-Fi network, data online, or on the cloud. The Rule 1.6 of the ABA Rules of Professional Conduct require a lawyer not to reveal confidential information. It also requires them to take reasonable steps to protect unauthorized or inadvertent disclosures of client information. But what exactly does reasonable step mean? Is it enough to use a simple password and antivirus protection, encryption, VPN? So it actually means putting simple solutions in place to protect your data. And today, simple isn't just the old traditional password protections and antivirus. It also means protecting your data in transit when using Wi-Fi in public locations with a VPN, for example. And by the way, there is no excuse. A VPN only costs $49 a month today. It also means training your staff monthly against new social engineering attacks, including phishing and, more recently, ransomware. Your IT guy is not enough. You need a recognized cyber expert that lives and breathes cybersecurity 24/7. If I need to file a patent, believe me, I will not go see a divorce attorney. And if I need tax advice, I'm not going to go see an IP lawyer. Same principle here. It also means securing your Wi-Fi router, including having a guest network. That's very important. And changing passwords regularly. Having a proper backup system in place, including on the cloud if need be, with a proper encryption. And also securing your home network if you or your employees work from home. And there is much more. But why exactly are law firms a target of hackers? Many of you don't believe that it's the case. So according to the FBI and the ABA, the small and medium-sized law firms became a preferred target of hackers in 2015. Law firms have access to extremely valuable client information, such as patents, trade secrets, financial documents, contracts, and even personal information. 25% of attacks are random. That puts us all at risk. And according to the ABA again, 62% of attacks are targeted towards small and medium-sized businesses. Law firms are well aware of the legal and ethical requirements to protect their clients' data. But most believe that they are not a target of hackers, which puts them even more at risk. They often have no cybersecurity protections in place due to lack of budget or awareness, even though most spend thousands in physical security. Also, using the cloud does not mean you are secure and not liable. The cloud providers do not take over any liability. Often accessing the cloud storage is as simple as hacking into your Gmail account. Then they can easily delete everything from your storage and ask for ransom. We see it every day. It's always funny to me to see that many law firms are spending a lot of money on badges, log cabinets, safes, yet they're not spending anything on securing their data online, even though their entire infrastructure is often synced with the cloud. But what exactly is at risk here? Your client's data is very valuable. In fact, hackers sell personal information, including emails, social security numbers, patents, M&A contracts, and credit card numbers online for hefty fees. Your reputation is everything and can irremediably suffer from a cyber attack. Being proactive is not just the only viable solution, but it is also a fraction of the cost of a breach. The average cost of a breach for a small business is $500,000. If you can't prove that you put in place the minimum due diligence in place, a cyber attack can lead to misconduct, putting your license at risk. Your malpractice insurance does not cover cybersecurity liabilities, and most insurance companies will require a yearly audit conducted by an external cybersecurity professional in order to provide coverage. Social engineering and phishing emails are on the rise. 40% of current attacks, including the recent attack on the CIA director. Mitigate your exposure by keeping your employees aware and trained on common preventive tactics. So let's talk insurance. Your malpractice insurance does not cover cybersecurity claims. And most liability insurance do not cover cybersecurity either. Any cybersecurity insurance requires a minimum due diligence. Just like any other type of insurance, cybersecurity requirements vary a lot. Most cybersecurity insurance protects you after a cyber attack occurs. Most insurance require a yearly risk assessment and regular training, which are both included in your cybersecurity monthly plan. So what exactly should the cybersecurity audit cover? Cybersecurity audit will review your system threat and see if you are following the best practices and compliance policies. Some must-haves, like the inventory of your devices, antivirus, anti-malware, firewall, VPN. Are they functioning correctly? Are they up to date? Encryption assessment in transit, at rest, in use. Do you encrypt your backups, for example? Backup assessment to know if you can recover from a major breach. Wi-Fi security review is also very important, as well as assessing your user rights. Who has access to what, and should they have access to this data? Assessing your incident response capability is also very important, as well as the inventory of your software and a monthly training of your staff on social engineering. Verification of best practices for secure laptops, workstations, mobile devices, tablets, and also very important today, a bring your own device policy. And some nice to have, an internal or external vulnerability assessment, penetration testing scan, full review of your policies, personalized cybersecurity plan, personalized cybersecurity response, and much more. So to help you, we created the first cybersecurity certification designed for law firms. Our process will ensure that your firm remains compliant with the due diligence required by the ABA Code of Conduct, state bars, and cybersecurity insurance companies, including standards established by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, and that is a rigorous benchmark used by the US federal government. Designed for law firms, our Serenity Plan is an affordable cybersecurity solution for your firm, including for solo practices. We provide the seal you see on the screen that firms can use for their offices, marketing collaterals, and website to show their peers and their clients that they are being proactive with their cybersecurity risks. So after this webinar, if you still have doubt that you are a target, I invite you to go to that page and find out more on why you're wrong. It's not about if anymore, but when. So don't take the chance with your reputation. Being proactive is the only option.